Hi everyone, Scott Hansen with you, and this is the EA Sports Weekly Recap.
Welcome to your Cleveland Browns recap, where the defending champions have just closed out an incredible regular season with a hard-fought win on the road against the Los Angeles Chargers. Tonight's Cleveland studio timeout is brought to you by the Game magazine. Week 18. The Cleveland Browns headline the #1 power picture, with the award race getting louder, depth chart movement, and the stories behind the score. In a tightly contested Week 18 clash, the Browns edged the Chargers 21-16 behind a dominant defensive performance led by JT Tuimoloau, who recorded 3 sacks and 3 tackles to disrupt the Chargers' offense. On the ground, Jonathan Claybrooks powered Cleveland with 113 yards and a touchdown, while quarterback Shedeur Sanders continued his MVP-caliber season. The Browns' defense stood tall, complementing a balanced offensive attack to secure this crucial victory.
Jenny here with your Week 18 MVP race. At number 5, Jackson Dart for the New York Giants, 4,439 yards and 36 touchdowns. At number 4, Marquise Burley for the Atlanta Falcons, 4,242 yards and 38 touchdowns. At number 3, Caleb Downs for the Dallas Cowboys, 4,334 yards and 39 touchdowns. At number 2, Darren Pearman for the Los Angeles Rams, 4,221 yards and 40 touchdowns. And at number 1, Shedeur Sanders for the Cleveland Browns. A 5.21-16 win over the Chargers in Week 18 looks way cleaner on the scoreboard than it felt, with Cleveland never truly putting this game in a chokehold despite all that talent on defense.
This was Cleveland setting the tone again, because when JT Tuimoloau racks up 3 tackles and 3 sacks and Jonathan Claybrooks pounds out 113 yards and a touchdown on 15 carries, that's a team physically dictating how it's played.
If you're at end really dictating terms, you don't let a limited Chargers offense hang around all afternoon and keep this within 1 score, not with a pass rusher wrecking shop like that.
Winning 21-16 in Week 18 with your edge rusher dominating and your back over 100 yards is exactly the kind of controlled, playoff-ready formula this Browns team has been building toward for weeks. Coach, after Browns 21, Chargers 16, what was the biggest thing you wanted your team to own on tape?
We wanted the group to see the details. JT Tuimoloau, def, Jonathan Claybrooks, running back gave us a spark, but the standard is every snap.
The other side is the one area that needs a cleaner answer. How do you keep that from becoming a weekly storyline?
We coach it straight, we fix it fast, and nobody gets to hide from the work.
This week saw some roster moves with the Browns releasing Rudy Tillman, Tony Lang, Aaron Rivers, and William Cortez, while adding Romeo Dickens to bolster the defensive tackle group. Rookie Alfonso Chatman saw meaningful game action, adding depth to the running back rotation. Injury-wise, Michael Tucker is expected to be sidelined for 4 weeks, and Julian Hedgecock is out for 1 week. Coming up on the Ian RAPOPORT report, contract smoke, injury timelines, the next opponent pressure points. Keep the alerts on, because the quiet note is usually the loudest one by kickoff.
Marcus Reed here on contract line, locker room value. No new signature, but the same name keeps surviving every filter. Tonight's board starts with Ty Hamilton, Maurice Ware, and Grant Garrison. This is a locker room value case. Ty Hamilton is not just a defensive tackle, he is part of how the room explains its standard. When the front office looks at value, how much should leadership and trust inside the room count?
Marcus, production matters, but dependability matters too. I want Cleveland to know exactly what it gets from me every week.
Cleveland finishes the regular season atop the AFC North with an outstanding 16-1 record, firmly securing the #1 seed in the playoffs. The Bengals trail in second place with 11 wins, while the Steelers and Ravens end with 8 wins each. The Browns' dominance on both sides of the ball has been reflected in their league-leading defensive rankings and top 5 offense. Welcome to your Week 18 NFL playoff update. The Cleveland Browns stand tall at the top seed in the AFC with a stellar 16-1 record, having clinched their division in a bye. But don't let that fool you, there's pressure to maintain that position, especially with the Tennessee Titans lurking close behind. As we gear up for the playoffs, every snap matters. Remember, Cleveland is now in the divisional round, and the path runs through Las Vegas. Stay tuned. JT Tuimoloau's relentless pass rush was a game-changer with 3 sacks putting pressure on the Chargers all day. Jonathan Claybrook's powerful 113-yard ground game and touchdown helped control the clock and pace. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders showcased his MVP form with precise passing and clutch plays when it mattered most. Now the Browns turn their attention to the divisional round, hosting a high-stakes playoff rematch where playoff seeding pressure is at an all-time high. The return of key players and maintaining momentum from recent breakout performances will be critical. Plus, rookie contributions from Alphonso Chapman and others could provide the X-factor in this pivotal postseason showdown. Get ready for next week's divisional showdown where playoff pressure, key player returns, and rookie impact will all take center stage in Cleveland's quest to defend their title. Keep an eye on the roster note too. Rudy Tillman was released. See you next week for Do or Die Showdown with Browns.